seen him cook award-winning dishes. Now he's out of the kitchen, visiting exotic locations, and meeting the locals to see what they're cooking. Will he find treasure?
This is reward enough.
Or just some garbage?
What's that smell?
Find out on the new hit travel show, Cooking Across Sanctuary. Welcome everybody once again to a fantastic episode of Cooking Across Sanctuary, the only travel show where we don't go anywhere. How's everybody doing today? I see the Courtesy Flush has just come in with a whole bunch of raiders. Welcome everybody in from the Courtesy Flush. I see the Courtesy Flush has just resubscribed for 21 months. Mike, we greatly appreciate that. How's everybody doing today? UNC Samurai is looks like he's been doing his lessons in Duolingo, learning his Spanish. How's everybody doing today? I had the day off for the federal U.S. holiday, and let me tell you, it was nice to get another day of sleep. But I'm here. I am awake. And we're going to continue on with the adventures of Raisin, the matriarch, level 89 sorceress, with her fancy ethereal scythe. Fredo, good to have you around, man. I appreciate it. Alright, so current terrorized zone is Stony Field. That's not something we're particularly interested in today. Let's see what's coming up next hour. Darkwood and Underground Passage. So it looks like we're probably just going to be doing some rounds. Some good old-fashioned rounds. We're going to go starting off at Black Marsh. Fredo's playing MechWarrior 5 Stompies. I just beat the MechWarrior 5 clans. Just beat it over the weekend. Just beat it over the weekend. I went with the if you've been playing it, there's like a what you call it, a fork in the path where you can do two different scenarios, and I took the Loyalist clan scenario. Yeah, I went Crusader, Durburger. And I don't know, like I don't know how much replayability that game has for me. Except I played the MechWarrior 5 game too, and it was fine. But after I beat it, like it just didn't feel like it had a whole lot of replayability for me. Like I figure if I'm gonna play clans, right, I'm gonna go all out. Some two-socketed ghost armor. Put that in the trash. I will say I have not really played co-op. I've not played co-op. I certainly have the ability to get in on that. There's plenty of guys in the Legion who like playing at co-op. Like, I don't know what everyone else's strategy is for, there it is. What everyone else's strategy was for, like, what mechs they built and how they built them. But I kind of just went with the tabletop strategy where I was like, well, how many large pulse lasers can I fit on this mech? And how many double heat sinks can I fit on this mech? And that pretty mostly served me through the entire game. Like, it got to the point where, you know, I was just rolling around in a dire wolf with 6 large pulse lasers and a bunch of extra armor and a bunch of double heat sinks, and I pretty mostly killed everything in 1 or 2 shots. There were plenty of situations where I felt like I was running out of armor, you know, where I had to redo the mission several times before I got a victory. But man, large pulse lasers, best weapon in the clan arsenal by far, let me tell you. Do melt faces that way. Like, it's precise enough you can almost headshot with them, especially if you know where the cockpits located are in most of the mechs, because you played some MechWarrior Online. Soul rune. Yeah, clan large pulse lasers are quite devastating. Some of my favorite mechs in the game, like, there's only a handful of actual stock clan mechs that have large pulse lasers and targeting computers. But man, when you get that combination going, you're just lethally, like, consistently hitting every single turn with everything. Like, it doesn't matter how good your gunnery skill is. Crams, yeah, so this is the same character, but we did respec her because we found some cooler gear. You know what? I'll do a quick gear overview. Let's go hang out down here and zoom in. So I was able to find a bear rune, which is a pretty well sought after rune, and then I found a perfect 5/5 fire facet, which I was able to trade for another bear rune. And getting those 2 bear runes plus the Mal and the Ist, I was able to build Infinity, which gets between 45 and 55 negative enemy lightning resistance, which is a shitload. It's an absolute shitload. And then you also get the level 12 Conviction Aura, and Conviction Aura reduces monsters' elemental resistances by like an extra like 80% or something like that. So between those two, you're doing so much extra damage with lightning. It doesn't matter if anybody's immune to lightning or not. So I built that. I traded for the crappiest rolled Griffin's Eye I think I probably could have, which gives me 25% faster cast rate, which is an important number, and then also some additional lightning resistance negatives. Still wearing Talrash's amulet because it's giving me +2 to sorcerer skills. Skin of the Viper Magi gives me 30% faster cast rate plus a bunch of resistances. Mage Fist faster cast rate. Arachnid's Mesh faster cast rate. All of that is putting me at the 105 faster cast rate. That's actually a breakpoint. So the only other breakpoint that I could get to is 200, which is very, very difficult to pull off, but not impossible. I'm also wearing Sandstorm Trex because they give you a whole bunch of poison resist. And I'm wearing a 10 FCR ring, and then I've got a Nature's Peace ring. I think I want to find a Stone of Jordan to put here. And that'll be kind of where I want this build to go. I did find an upgrade to my Lightning Sunder Charm. So this breaks lightning immunities. And it only reduces my lightning resistance by 72%, which is only 2% over minimum, which is kind of nice. I don't have a Sorceress Hellfire Torch yet. I do have an Annihilus Charm, though. On swap, I've got a Call to Arms to give me Battle Orders and Battle Command. I rolled really, really well on this Battle Orders, or on this Call to Arms. It can go 6 and 6 on Battle Command Battle Orders, and I got 5 and 6. It's probably the best I've ever rolled. I got this shield giving me +1 to skills, just so it increases the skill count when I do the buff. And for the most part, I am spec'd into Nova, which is one of the laziest skills in the game. You just you kill everything around you, and it does a lot of damage really quickly. Got a max out static field because that's the synergy. Max out lightning mastery because it just gives me extra damage. And then I'm doing energy shield. So this means that you take damage to your mana instead of your life. So it's 78% of the damage I take goes to mana instead of life. And then I've got maxed out telekinesis, which maxed out telekinesis basically means that for every 1 point of damage, you're only taking 3/4 damage. So between these two, you're taking a lot less damage, and it's all going to mana, which my mana pool is huge. So that is the basic build. Pretty bone stock Nova Sorceress build. Not something I've ever been able to pull off in ladder before, because usually it's not easy to get the Infinity or the Griffin's Eye, but I was able to pull it off, which makes for a pretty efficient character to run around and find treasure with. I always play characters with teleport. There's a champion with kill. I always end up trying to play characters with teleport or something that's similar to teleport, but that's usually because I'm always playing online. One thing I'll suggest is that if you are playing offline, you don't need teleport nearly as much. And the reason you don't need teleport as much is because in single player, the maps don't reset. So on online, every time you start a new game, all of the maps are brand new, so you have to do a lot of exploring to get to where you need to go. But with single player, you don't have to worry about that, because once you've discovered a map, it stays discovered until you reset it, and you have to do some shenanigans to reset stuff. So if you're ever playing this game and you've decided that you want to play single player instead of online, you don't have to worry about teleport nearly as much, is what I was trying to get at. Got an amulet, +1 to assassin skills, and a rare Joe staff, which is Razor Switch. This is a nice one to find early on. Big pile to resistances and mana, a bunch of life, faster cast rate, bonus to skills. Pretty good for a sorceress early on. It's become Diablo Rune Quest. Yeah, runes are something you definitely want to find. It's definitely something to quest for sure. Fredo, the Rifleman 2C. I don't know. Is it the Rifleman 2C or is it the glass spider that has the targeting computer? Because I know the glass spider has two different versions that are really good. One of them has dual large pulse lasers, and the other one has dual Gauss rifles. I don't remember if that's the one that has the targeting computer that goes with it, or if it's the rifleman. Chances are the rifleman does too. I tell you, the Rifleman 2C is one of my favorite mechs in MechWarrior Online, which I haven't played in a while. I used to play it a lot. Played it for a really long time. I got a lot of stuff on MechWarrior Online. Probably spent more money into that game than I should have. But you know, it's a pay-to-win game. Found a jewel, found some war boots. That's gonna be the Immortal Kings. Oh, let's go find out what old Mephisto's up to. Probably telling me that I'm too late.
My brothers have escaped you.
Lord Grimos. What's up, man? Just got back from vacation with dogs. Yeah, vacations with dogs. Kind of depends on what you're doing with the dogs. Like, if you're trying to stay in hotel rooms, it's a little bit rough. I like going camping with pets, though. I haven't been camping in a really long time. Probably since before COVID, actually, was the last time I really got to go camping. The Rifle 2C has targeting computer and active probes, plus your emotional support small laser.
Nice.
Nice. Ether. I didn't even have to look over. Didn't even have to look over. I knew exactly who it was going to be. Welcome back, my friend. You know, Ether, I like a good cocktail. I've spent some time making cocktails at home. I know you're a big cocktail aficionado. My wife has been bartending for a while, and you know, most of the places that she's worked, it's been mostly like pouring on draft, so it's not like cocktail bartending. But she's been working a new place for a while now where she's been making a lot more cocktails, and she's really getting into it. She recently bought a new bar set for the house, and she doesn't really drink, but she's just been like practicing making new cocktails just for work, which is pretty cool. And I've gotten the ability to enjoy some of the fruits of her labor. That is the rumor. Oh. You guys are angry. They don't like me.
can save you from me.
You're not a huge drinker yourself. You just like making them. Yeah, no, she's kind of the same way. Like, she doesn't really enjoy drinking all that much. But, it is fun, you know? I am a bit of a drinker. Now, when I say that, I don't mean like, you know, straight up alcoholism. Like, I can't go through my day without 6 drinks or anything like that. I usually drink like maybe once or twice a week, but... Yeah, Diablo's not been giving up the goods recently. Let's do the frigid. Some chainmail. I think that's sparkle mail. Really worth picking up. You went through 4.5 bottles of Malort? My guy. Who hurt you? James 1978 just resubscribed for 28 months. Welcome back, James. Thank you for continuing to support the shit posting. Oh god. Go away. Go away, souls. Soul's not messing around. Hey, if you're the tank girl. We will do our best to have a good time. Thanks for coming in. Oh, you freaking blood cursed me. Bale still takes forever to kill. It's a little bit easier with static field though. Catch you later, bully. Well, that was a run that went nowhere. Either nobody took you up on dumping a half a bottle of Malort for people that we don't want to talk to ever again. Hey, Blue Ink Alchemist for their first subscription. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us for WBPL 76. A little bit of cooking across Sanctuary with Diablo 2 Resurrected. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you supporting. So, question for Blue Ink. What brought you here? Are you a Black Pants Legion fan, or are you a Diablo 2 fan? Two-socket light plate. Pretty good fire resistance and poison resistance. Keeping though. BPL fan, awesome. Cool. And just started playing BattleTech Tabletop. I have not gotten a good game of tabletop BattleTech in a while. Should probably remedy that. Our local game store does a BattleTech day most Sundays. And I have not gotten a chance to get down there because Sunday is usually my day off with my wife. We're out of Identify Scrolls. Pick some of those up. So I always try to spend the day with my wife because I don't see her throughout the week. But I might have to make an exception sometime here in the near future. A bunch of junk runes. Last time he played was the hardcover blue BattleTech Compendium and the diecast clan mechs. Heck yeah. Tex brought you here. Tex is a definitely a man who draws a crowd for sure. Time to do a little bit of inventory management. Might have to do a mule dump here in a little bit. I did find some really cool jewels. I've got them stashed here. So I found this one that's a 15 increased attack speed plus 3 maximum damage, which is close to one of the better jewels you can find. And then I found this one that's 15 with 85 increased attack rating, which is pretty good. I found this small charm, which is 4 to attack rating, 20 to life. 20 to life is the max life you can get on a charm. So I've been saving that. I also found this, which is a really good spirit base for a paladin. 12% enhanced defense. All resistance is 43. Enhanced defense can go up to 15%, and all resistances can go up to 45%, which is huge. You made a spirit shield out of this, you'd be basically maxing out all of your resistances. I found these gloves, which are 220 martial arts gloves. Kind of nice. I gotta throw this man catcher away. I did find a 4-socketed superior cryptic axe, which would be a good runeward base. Yeah, Tex does not like that he draws a crowd. But you know, it's kind of like you know, people in positions of leadership. Like, if you're the kind of person who wants leadership, you're probably not going to be a good leader. But if you're the kind of person that just finds yourself in a position of leadership, it means you probably got there on your merit, you know? Yeah, BPL is a good place for, I don't know, just values that you don't find anymore, really. Especially on YouTube, especially on the internet. It's definitely what drew me here for sure. Yeah, probably ought to pick up a key or two. One of the other things about switching to Nova build is it makes it easier to actually farm in certain areas. Like doing the cold sorceress, you can get a lot done, but there's some monsters that just are not worth trying to kill. And like for example, you want to do Arcane Sanctuary because you want to kill the summoner so you can get keys. But it's not worth killing most of the monsters here because the ghoul lords take forever to kill if you're a cold sorceress. But now the only things that are really lightning immune in this map are certain like bosses and whatnot. So you actually get an opportunity to really kill some stuff along the way. You're not just like rushing to the summoner to just collect the keys. Superior demon head. Durability. Not worth keeping. You do have to be careful though, because the little ghost packs, they drain your mana when they hit you. So they do regular damage and mana drain damage, so you can end up running out of mana really fast. Got to keep your finger on the potions button. Chocobo, what's up, man? Catch you later, Freddy. Catch you later. Like, for example, I was talking about earlier, like, how you want to play a character with teleport. The Durance of Hate is one of the best, or I should say Mephisto is one of the best bosses to repeatedly try to kill, because he's got a really good drop table. And he's not that hard to kill if you're set up for it. But getting to him is such a nightmare because the dungeons are very, very difficult to navigate without teleport. So it's the kind of thing that if you're playing on single player, it's not so bad because you know how to get from point A to point B. But on online, if you have to navigate that map on foot every single time, oh my god, it's just not worth doing. is going to be a Geed's Fortune Grand Charm, which I currently have one. Let's kill all these guys around us here so we're not getting disturbed. So these are unique, which means you can't have more than one of them. Pretty bad roll. Pretty bad roll. Keep our regular one. Leave that on the ground. And apparently I only bought one identify scroll, so we'll need to pick up some more. Faster hit recovery. Actually, kind of need some of those. We'll hold on to that.
I can't carry anymore.
And we're out of identify scrolls. Let's go find some of those. Chocobo just got back from physical therapy. Hope everything's going all right.
Yield to you, champion.
Hope physical therapy means that you're on the mend. Tell you, you never find full rejuve potions when you need them. You always find them when you've got too goddamn many of them. Hard leather armor is the Centurion. Anybody ever watch that Saturday morning cartoon in the 80s? The Centurions? Always like that one.
Death can save you from
Yeah, I know, Diablo. I know. You're gonna get punked out just like you always do. Naga is Rexgar? Guardian Naga. Guardian Naga. Not a very good, good weapon there. Cool Alchemist did used to doodle ideas for new armors. Yeah. You and I had a lot of similarities then. I used to draw all sorts of little comic books for myself. Hey, Geth, is that the Tarkad broadcasting about the Merc Lance of 50 tonners? It is, believe it or not. But then a company called Harmony Gold sued them for the rights, and instead they made a Saturday morning cartoon about guys who wore robot suits. Soy Mage has never played this version of Diablo. Diablo 2 is probably probably the best one. Would be my unfiltered opinion. I like Diablo 1 a lot. I did not care for Diablo 3. I enjoyed a little bit of Diablo 4, but I lost interest in it really quickly. Fortunately, just lost interest in it really quickly. Now, when I say that Diablo 2 is probably the best of them, it's just, it hit this really strange niche that I don't think any other version of Diablo really picked up on. I don't think any other version of Diablo really understood what made this series good. Not to hate on any of those games if you're into them.
Keep my end of
Yeah, it is really weird when you like name a game after the main villain and then you kill the main villain and then you never see him again. Oh god, oh god. Frickin' souls, man. It will lightning bolt you very much to death if you're not careful. Rather than wasting a potion and healing my bud, I'm just gonna use up a scroll. Just go talk to Grandma here. And nothing again. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about how D3 and D4 just didn't feel like they were games for the people. You know, they were just kind of made for the sole purpose of grabbing cash, which is kind of how I feel about it. I felt like both of those games felt more like World of Warcraft than they did Diablo, which I guess makes sense, but I don't know, like there's like a longevity to Diablo 2 that doesn't feel like it exists in other games, you know, like beating the game is just like the first part of the game, you know, like the real fun of Diablo 2 is after you've beaten the game and you're continuing to level and, you know, you're continuing to you know, search for treasure and things like that. Like that's where the game feels really fun to me, is all the things that you do after you've beaten the game. Durburger says they're already setting up for Diablo to come back. I know the DLC is supposed to be about Mephisto, like Mephisto coming back, which I have a hard time being scared of Mephisto when I've killed him about a bajillion times. And I'm not a big fan of any game that you have to have an internet connection to play. I feel like that's just gonna leave a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I think much more than I would have liked to have Diablo 4. Like, wouldn't it have been way cooler if they had just made another DLC for Diablo 2 Resurrected? Like, wouldn't have that just been way better? Okay. Could be a Talrash's amulet. It's not, but it could have been. We did find a code rune, which are somewhat valuable. So I was looking at it. So I've been playing ladder, as some of you may know. And I like playing ladder because it gives you an opportunity to kind of start from the beginning of the game and really play like fresh. So you're not just constantly like building off of the back of your previous playthroughs, which I guess you can always do. But I like playing ladder because it kind of makes trading more interesting. The ladder seasons go for about 3 months, and I was looking at it because I've been I started playing Diablo 2 on Mondays right in the first week of ladder, and this is episode 10, so that means that we've probably only got a few more weeks of ladder. And I think when ladder finishes up, I'm gonna take a break from Diablo because I am starting to get a tad bit burnout on it. That's a nice ring. It's not a bad ring. What is that? It helps my resistances out.
I can't.
Maybe we'll put that on for a little bit. But yeah, getting a little bit of burnout on Diablo. And I think when the ladder season wraps up, we'll probably do some more cooking across Cooking on the Rim. That's the show that I host. Cooking on the Rim. So we'll probably go back to RimWorld for a little bit. Potholes 8363 is asking what weapon I'm using. It is a rune word called Infinity. It is a very kick-ass rune word. It basically makes any lightning sorceress melt. Just melt everything that comes your way. Von Falkenstein is happy to hear some more RimWorld is coming down the way. I'll be honest, I've been a little excited to play RimWorld again, which is pretty cool. I try not to play RimWorld when I'm not streaming, unless like something new comes out. But yeah, I'll be excited to get a little bit of RimWorld going again. Am I going to do a try-hard colony, a themed one, or just wing it? You know, I actually was thinking about giving the Polluted Wasters colony another try with the biology DLC. Who did I just kill? Where am I at? What am I doing? What am I doing in this handbasket? Okay, I just killed Indariel. Have I streamed the new DLC already? Yeah, the spooky one. I forget what it's called. Anomaly. Yes, Anomaly. I did a little bit of Anomaly. I felt like Anomaly was really good as like its own kind of standalone DLC, but not something that I would want to include in every playthrough of the game. So it's the kind of thing that I would want to do by itself. I want to do the pollution race again, the ones that like thrive off of pollution, and try to build like a you know, like a little bit of a drug cartel, a little bit of a yayo cartel. So I think that might be fun to do. No, I like the zombie apocalypse. Like I say, I like the DLC just kind of as its own thing. It's not the kind of thing that I would want to run every single time I'm playing the game, you know? To be honest, it would have been really good for Halloween if I was playing RimWorld when Halloween came around, I probably would have done something with Anomaly. Antsy Diggs. Appreciate you dropping in, man. The last time I did the Wasters race was when the biology DLC came out. It was a lot of fun. Probably one of my favorite playthroughs because it's difficult, you know. Like you can't really grow food. Like you have to subsist off of like shitty like tox potatoes. And like all of your colonists have to constantly be partaking in the Peruvian booger sugar, you know? That was the playthrough where Diggs joined the colony, and he was a super soldier that had to be on the go juice all the time, but he was prohibited from taking drugs from his religion, so he was constantly having mental breaks. And then he literally got eaten by a bunch of rats. Which was not a dignified way for him to go, for sure. I literally thought he was just gonna like muscle through these rats too, but he didn't. He just got stun locked. But yeah, I'll eventually get back to the filthy tryhard playthrough. We still gotta win through the royalty DLC. Yeah, you gotta be careful in this dungeon too, because there's Stygian dolls, and if you accidentally kill them, they explode and then you die, and then that's no fun. That is no fun, let me tell you. I tell you, this is probably one of the hardest dungeons to go through when you're when you're going through the game, especially if you're not playing a teleport character, where you've actually just got to run around and somehow figure out your way through it. Rondel. That is Heart Carver, I think. Heart Carver. It's a good barbarian swap item. It just cracks me up, Durburger, when like you get a colonist that like requires some sort of drug to survive, but then they randomly end up being was it a Tatalier, however you say it, or like they're part of a religion that gets really mad when they take drugs. So you just end up like constantly going on psychotic breaks. I think one of the struggles that I found with the Wasters colony is recruiting new colonists, because if they're not a Waster, they won't survive in your colony. So like any of the random events where somebody like wanders onto the map or falls from a drop pod, or even like when raiders come in to get you, like unless it's a Waster raid, which you do frequently get. But if you don't have like the right colonists coming in, your colony never seems to grow. And getting stuck with, you know, only 3 colonists for a long period of time can make things a little bit tricky. I guess you could probably solve that if you were doing the tribal playthrough instead. Because then you start with 5 colonists instead of 3. But you just start with lower technology, which is fine. You get there eventually. Yeah, they'll go into a coma, which, I mean, you've got plenty of time to hook them up with drugs if you don't happen to have any. But if you are in a situation where you don't have the ability to medicate them anyway, then them being unconscious is just a drain on resources. Like, you got to have somebody go and feed them and take care of them and clean them. Which I guess you really only have to clean them if you're using the Dub's Bad Hygiene mod, which of course I always do, because I feel like pooping is a very immersive thing that a colony should be doing, right? Yeah, Tito Taller? I don't even know how you say that. But to be fair, I am mostly illiterate. Oh no. Well, that didn't go as I wanted it to. Let's see if I can get back there without
I am overburdened.
Okay. Yeah, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Where's my dang body? Oh, there it is.
Not even death can save you from me.
Kind of goes to show you, man. It doesn't matter how badass your character is in this game. You can still get murked pretty hard if the right combination of bad guys decide they wanna party. Oh, it just like suddenly became nighttime. You know what I should probably do? Go talk to my man Larzek. Repair all this equipment. Assholes! Ah! Away! Scary ass lightning bolts. A bunch of tower runs today, which I cube up to make Row runes for all sorts of nefarious purposes. Ah, didn't mean to pick that up. Away. so far, the only thing that we've really gotten was an essence from Diablo, which you know, are useful for making respec tokens. Bale has not given us any essences though. Tend to life. Hippocampus hamster. I feel like you guys are the ones that are winning. You get to watch my misfortunes. Tell you, speaking of misfortunes, I've been playing a lot of Blood Bowl recently. I'm involved in both an online league and a in-person league at our local shop. And, man, I rolled a lot of ones recently. Like, I try not to be the guy that says, oh, I would have won if I just rolled a little bit better, because I don't feel like that's very productive. But there are some days where you're just like, man, could I roll anything but? And you notice it more too when you're playing elves, because like elves do everything successfully on a 2 or better, and when you just fail at everything, you're like, well, I guess I had to roll 2 ones in a row in order for that to happen. But yeah, that is a game that you do not play if you are not willing to suffer heartache. Because that game will break your heart every time. Doc, I'm sorry with the teleporting. It is unfortunately a necessary evil in Diablo, because otherwise you just get stuck running around everywhere. It's not random. No, you can point a direction and teleport. So like if I go out to the old Bloodmoor here, like if I want to follow the road, like I can just follow the road. If I want to go back to town, I just go back to town. Like every other class. Probably missed what I was talking about there. So the sorceress is really only the only character who naturally teleports. There's a special armor you can make that gives you teleport. And then some other classes have teleport-like abilities. Like the assassin gets an ability called Phoenix Strike, or not Phoenix Strike, Dragonflight. Dragonflight lets you teleport, but only to a monster that you're attacking. So you can use it to kind of like chain your way around. Yeah, teleport is a sorceress ability that you get naturally. But there's a certain type of armor called Enigma, and you know what? I'll even bring up this little guy. So this is an armor. It takes a Jaw rune, a Bear rune, and then Ith is nothing, but it gives you +1 to teleport. And that +1 to teleport is not like, if you're a sorcerer, you get +1 to teleport. It's just +1 to teleport, period. So any class can wear this armor and then teleport around. But it's expensive to make. Jaw runes and Bear runes are two of the most sought after runes in the game for this very armor. So they can be a little bit hard to come by. But you know, like the barbarian gets leap, which doesn't quite work like teleport. But like, for example, it'll get you around the Arcane Sanctuary because there's no walls that you have to teleport through. You're just jumping across platforms. Doctor Who, what are we farming for today? Right now, what we're doing is we are hitting a specific set of bosses. Bosses that drop keys, specific keys, which is a unique item. Let's take a quick look, real quick. So these are the keys. There's keys of terror, keys of destruction, keys of hate. When you get 3 of each, then you can do the special like end game scenario where you go to Tristram and super powered versions of all 3 of the brothers, Diablo, Baal, and Mephisto, live, and they whoop your ass. And if you kill them, they drop a special charm called a Hellfire Torch, which is very, very good. I am not collecting these because I want to do that scenario, because this character would die very quickly doing that scenario. But 3x3 collections of these keys. So if I got 3 of each, I could trade all 9 of them for some pretty high level shit. So basically, you farm the Countess, the Summoner, and Nilithak to get these keys. And then the other thing I'm doing is hitting all of the act bosses except for Act 2. Andariel drops Twisted Essence of Suffering. Mephisto drops Essences of Hatred. Diablo drops Terror. And then Bale drops another one. I forget what it's called. If you put one of each in the cube, you get these little tokens of absolution. And these you can use to reset your skill points. You can reset your whole character with these. And these are always valuable because people always need them to respec their characters. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm farming for expensive consumable items because people are always going to need those. And that's kind of how, that's kind of my philosophy on building wealth in this game. And wealth is typically kind of a strange term to use. Basically, you're just trying to collect things that you can use to trade for typically expensive runes. And then you can trade runes for whatever equipment you need to build your character. That being said, though, this character is fairly well set. There's only a couple pieces of equipment that I would want to increase this character's ability with. But, you know, we get there. Speaking of which, let's go find the summoner and beat his ass. And, you know, you kill monsters along the way, and you try to find shit as you go. Speaking of which, there's a summoner. He did not drop me a key. You get a key, like, 1 out of every 10 times, basically. Yeah, D2 economy is very barter. Like, gold that you actually pick up is not really all that valuable. Only ever played single player. Yeah, that's kind of what I like about online play, is you get this really cool, like, economy situation. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like kind of playing the stocks, you know. And that's kind of what I like about ladder, is that, you know, the longer you play Diablo, the more wealth you get, the less fun it is to try to collect stuff. Hey, a mithril coil. Is that a Verdungo's? I believe that is a Verdungo's Hardy Cord. Verdungo's Hardy Cord. That's a pretty good one. A lot of melee type characters like this one because it gives you faster hit recovery and a bunch of life. That's probably one to hold on to. It's kind of, honestly, it's kind of like playing Magic the Gathering for the same reason, you know? Like if you draft, do a lot of drafting, sometimes you just draft stuff because you know it's valuable. You know, I remember, speaking of Magic the Gathering, there was a big controversy at Worlds one year. It was the year that I want to say Modern Masters came out, and one of the more expensive cards in Modern Masters was Tarmogoyf, which is, you know, historically was a very expensive card. It's not as expensive now as it used to be, but at the time there were very few printings of it, so it was a card that was really expensive but not particularly good in draft. And this guy who was in the tournament at Worlds, you know, which has like a really big like prize pool, you know, and he had found a foiled one in a pack. He just opened it up, and rather than taking the card that was best for his deck, he took the Tarmogoyf, because it was like, you know, probably about $1,000, you know, just in trade value. And you know, a lot of people gave him shit for that because he was not in the spirit of the game, you know, trying to win. He was just trying to make money. And that $1,000 ticket was, you know, the money that he spent on hotel, on flights, you know, stuff like that. Like, he made more money selling that card than he probably made playing in the tournament. Well, the cool thing about Worlds is, in order to prevent cheating, they have a special stamp that like cuts a hole in cards. So every card that you draft is going to have that hole cut in it. So like you wouldn't even be able to play it in regular play unless you were using like sleeves or whatever. And because of the controversy from that particular tournament, you know, everybody was giving him shit for taking a sketchy draft pick. He ended up eBaying that card for like, I don't even know exactly how much he got out of it, but it was a lot of money because it was unique. It was the only card that was a foiled version of that card from that particular tournament. So it's like, it's a truly unique, one of a kind card. So he got like 6 figures for it. And he ended up like taking some of that money and putting it towards his tournament fund, you know, going to more tournaments, but then he gave the rest of it to charity. And then pretty much all of the people that gave him shit totally had to eat crow, because like he basically eBayed that card for more money than he would have gotten if he had won Worlds in the first place, you know?
Not even death can save you from me.
Oh, wow. 4 set items. 4 set items and a unique. That's interesting. Yeah, Doc who knows the story. Goifgate. Let's see, what is Edge Bow? That is Sky Strike. Most of these are not worth anything. Cantor Trophy is Triangle set. We don't particularly need. Yeah, Magic's a different game these days. It's not really the same. I still enjoy playing it, but I enjoy playing it in very specific ways. Magic and Battletech have a lot of that in common. Where like in Battletech, if all you want to do is play 30-25, you know, Inner Sphere, War of Secession, you know, that sort of thing, you could totally do that. You could do that forever. You don't have to play Ill Clan. You don't have to play Clan Invasion. You don't have to play Dark Ages or the Jihad. Like, if you don't like what's going on in the story, then just ignore the story and keep going. Like, the game is totally fine to play however you want. And Magic's kind of the same way, you know? Like, I don't want to play Standard. I don't want to play most new sets. I don't like the what you call it, the crossovers they're doing with like 40k and Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. Like, I'm not into that. You know, I wish that they would go back and make actual Magic sets that, you know, were for Magic, but I can always go back and play Legacy, you know? I can always go and play Modern. I can play Commander, you know? Like, I can play whatever format I like. That's why I kind of keep playing Magic, you know? I don't collect the cards anymore, really. I've got a huge Magic card collection that I should probably just sell. Hey, speaking of keys, Neolithak finally gave up the goods. Key of destruction. Yeah, Doc, I play a little bit of Commander. We played on Monday one time. I think it was a it was a holiday where I randomly had a Monday off. All right, well, I have 3 keys of destruction, 3 keys of hate. I need keys of terror. Von Falkenstein, Doc is welcome to talk as much as he wants. I like talking to Doc. Scott Vegeta, good pal of mine as well in the chat. What's up, dude? Modern is quite fucked. Modern is not as much fun as it used to be. That is for damn sure. Yeah, I played a little bit of Commander with Doc. Scott Vegeta is one of my IRL pals. I've played a good bit of Commander with him as well. He knows my my red deck very well. Yeah, Scott Vegeta and Doc Who have both played against that red deck. So my commander for that deck is Zozu the Punisher, who's a goblin that says whenever a land comes into play, it deals 2 damage to its controller. And I started playing that card specifically because in Commander, everybody always plays like ridiculous red decks that want to play a dozen lands. And I'm like, okay. Now, the rules did change with that, because it used to be any damage that your commander did counted as commander damage. But they did change that. Now it's only combat damage counts as commander damage. But yeah, it used to be you could really really trip up some players, because, you know, next thing you know, you played 10 lands and you're dead. Scott Vegeta. Okay, I'll tell that story. Let me finish killing these guys, and I'll tell that story. God damn. Minions of Destruction kicking me around. Yeah, I'll tell that story. That's a good one. Kaleidoscope, maybe? High Lord's Wrath. That's a damn good one. That's the find of the day for sure. +1 to all skills, 20% increased attack speed. This is an amulet that a barbarian would love. Deadly strike based on character level. Chef's kiss. Love it. Alright, so let me tell this story. So, my buddy Scott Vegeta here had this this green-black deck for Commander that he was playing. And I had pulled a copy of the Gitrog monster, which is a really good commander for black-green decks. It's a lot of, like, putting lands in your graveyard, getting lands back, playing lands from you know, and really like just spamming, getting a bunch of lands out of the graveyard. So I had given him this card for his birthday, and then him and me and another friend of ours set up this like commander day. So we're all going to show up to dude's house and play some commander. And knowing that I had given Scott Vegeta that card, I went ahead and filled my red deck with a bunch of graveyard hate effects, like just Tormod's Crypts, Relic of Progenitus, like all the stuff that just removes graveyards from the game. And when he caught on that I had given him that card as like a trap to get him to play it so I could wreck him, he got real mad. Which, you know, that's just me playing a joke. That was just me playing a joke. I am an asshole. I fully admit that I am an asshole. All right, looks like we might have to do a little bit of inventory management. And then, you know, just to let you know, we are getting close to the end of the stream tonight. We've got about 15 minutes till the top of the hour. And once my stream is over, if you guys are unfamiliar, Pandora Pirate Radio will be up next. Not sure what they're going to be playing. Probably something to do with giant stompy robots, considering MechWarrior 5 just came out. But I'm not. Don't quote me on that. So stick around for them if you want some more stream. Yeah, I had to switch decks. I had to switch decks after that game.
Good afternoon.
The Warlock says nope. Warlocks, what are you guys playing? What are you guys going to be playing today? Too many topazes. Too many topazes. And we've got some. Radio is going old school, bringing out the orange box. Exciting. Oh, Doctor Who, I saw pictures of the tattoo. Congrats on that one, man. Doc is a dedicated man. He got himself a Legion tattoo. All right, and we can make a purple as well. And let's go make a trip to the old mule. One day you'll get those Gork and Mork knuckle tattoos. Heck yeah. Orc life, buddy. Orc life. Yeah, you know, I was playing Diablo 2 and just hanging out with Diggs, and he said that the sound that the gems make when you click on them is the same sound that his fridge makes when it needs to make ice. So he was he kept looking over thinking that his fridge was making noise, but it was me. Oh, no purples. Keep you. And then you guys over there. right, inventory managed. All right, so got a little bit of time left. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a trip to the Moo Farm. Just one trip to Beef Town. Blue Ink is debating getting the Black Watch insignia on your shoulder. That'd be a tight one. That'd be a tight BattleTech tattoo for sure. So step one in Beef Town is we got to go get the leg. Step one is leg. I was watching a guy on YouTube playing Diablo 2. What's his name? RNJesus is his channel. RNJesus. And he was doing a playthrough where he was trying to beat the game with nothing but Wart's Leg, which I don't know if you know this. Wart's Leg is not just an item that you use to open up a portal. It can also be a club that you could beat people with.
Yes?
And if you've not seen the secret cow level, get ready for beef. Ethereal stalagmite. Do you get to fight Mephisto? That'd be cool. I tell you, that's the other reason why I'm sad about Diablo 4 is, to my knowledge, there is no secret level in Diablo 4. Diablo 3, you had the unicorn level, which I never played, but I saw videos of, and it was as much of a shitpost as anything else that I've seen in Diablo games. Hit a level. Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. Alright, gonna put all of our points into energy. And we are going to continue to increase energy shield. That puts us at a nice, even level 90. wow. Got nearly ganked there. Like, one of my favorite things to do in ladder is if you have a barbarian with item find, just go into a public game where somebody is running cows and just run behind them and scream at the cows for free shit. Like, that is the cheesiest way to make money in ladder, is to just run around screaming at cows, letting somebody else do all the work. Three-socketed. Another stalagmite. Another ethereal stalagmite. Blizzard. Alright. That looks like all of the cows. That puts us right about to the end of the stream. Let's catch up on chat real quick. Scott Vegeta, that is how farming works in real life. You scream at cows until they give you money. That's how farming works. That's how dairy farming works. You scream at the cows and money comes out of their udders. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for sticking around today. This has been Cookin' Across Sanctuary. I'm streaming every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll probably be streaming some more Diablo 2 next week. And then we'll see when the ladder is going to reset. Maybe in the near future we'll be getting back to some RimWorld. Coming up next is Pandora Pirate Radio. They are apparently playing something quite vintage, so stick around for them. I'm going to leave you with a word from our sponsors, and we'll see you next week.
Hey there, folks. It's me, Tom Tombadil of Wide Tom's Bean House. Come on down and try our never-ending bucket of beans. Only $14.99. I've got beans coming out the wazoo. We got bean salad, pork and beans, 3-bean casserole, jelly beans. But if beans aren't your fancy, we've got a full burger bar. Help yourself. Just $14.95 plus tax. Wide Tom's Bean House has a big old burger bar just for you. In addition to the burger bar, we also have a full liquor bar, as well as sports playing on every TV. Call toll-free at 888-WIDE-TOM to book your reservation at a restaurant near you today.